Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to ANNO 1800. So this is episode 2, and today we're going to start work on a few more of the worker necessities. For example, we have to start making sausages. Now it's not very hard. We need a pig farm, we need a slaughterhouse. And I would also like to put down the trade union. Meanwhile, we have discovered another island. Let's have a look. Potatoes, hops, and more niter. I would really like an island where we have both hops as well as wheat fertilities though, because that is exactly what we need to make beer later on. We don't need it now, but we are going to need it for, well, not for these guys, but for the next tier of civilization, basically. But meanwhile, we've run low on farmers and workers, so we need to create a few more houses here. And luckily for us, we have quite a bit of wood stored up. Not quite enough to fill this entire row, though, but it's fine. So let's drag this out. Later on, when we have a little bit more wood, we can place 2 more houses over here. Now these houses should slowly but surely fill up. Now let's have a look. How many do we have in one row? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 in a row. And we have 10 people in one house. So that's about 140.
Keeps the oil lit when work's waned your wick.
Right. So about 140 workers in these buildings. That's pretty good. Of course, we need to place down these last 2 remaining buildings now that we have the timber that is required. And we have hops, red pepper, and grapes. Another small island. It's an interesting one.
Flagship ready for orders.
I like having these smaller islands though, because it makes it a little bit more interesting in how you put down these construction materials and so on. Now it does look like George Smith over here, who is another AI competitor, has a pretty small island to work with. He has already made a pig farm though, so he's a little bit ahead of us, but I don't really mind. Let's have a look. The pig farm though should require farmers. Yeah, 30 of them. So we definitely have access to that many.
Game saved.
We could place one down over here. And of course, the pig farm
healthy, honest protest.
needs
If some silver
pig
spoon
sties.
stiffs want to deny us that,
Right.
we'll take them shiny spoons and shove them.
Now I thought we could drag these out, but apparently we can't. We have to place them down individually, which is fine, but it's a little bit of a nuisance. So let's place another one right down there. And then we could have the slaughterhouse, which requires 50 workers. Which means we need to upgrade a few more of these houses. Now we can upgrade these right here. Now, upgrading them costs 4 planks, so that is a lot. That's a pretty big investment. But these houses are still filling up, slowly but surely. As you can see, we have a little progress bar there. And I think that's how long it takes for a new citizen to arrive. Or maybe it's not. No, it's just the amount of people we have versus the amount of people we need to do the upgrade. Yeah, to the upgrade. So it's a bit of a difference there. Now we have an unsettled island again. Hops, red peppers, and fur. I haven't actually reached the point yet where we need fur, so I'm kind of curious. I'm going to keep exploring because I really want that island where we can make beer. Now then, we could also already put down the slaughterhouse. Just because we don't have 50 people yet doesn't mean that we cannot build the slaughterhouse. It just means that it's going to work at a less good rate. Now, I already noticed like putting down this road is beneficial because this cart is going back and forth down this road instead of going down here, so it's a little bit faster, and that was my expectation there as well. Now we just need one more brick. It has 1 of 2 in storage. It takes a little while longer to make another one, but I think we should really invest in another brick making facility at some point. Of course, we do need to keep an eye out on the balance, because if we end up in the negative, it is going to be very hard to maintain a steady amount of money.
Her Majesty leans on me to detain any who defile her sovereign laws, including you.
Yeah, such a nice person, isn't it? We found the prison island. Now, the prison
Not
has...
everything of yours is out in the open.
Usually some good people for sale. Let's have a look. Navigation and force. Sailor, that's pretty good. Navigation and force. Naval power and navigation. A captain of marines. He is rare. But he is pretty good, I think. Later. Diplomacy 5.
Don't expect me to shake your disease-ridden hand.
Attention to the Admiral.
Wow. We met Leonard van Mulch again. That guy is an asshole though. Like, let me tell you. He is a true bastard. I don't like him one bit. Anyway, we have the materials that we require to build that slaughterhouse. So we're going to be putting that in right there.
Tubes need a flush.
Now we're going to drag that road past this a little bit. Just like that. That's fine. That looks pretty good. We have the entrance to the road over here.
Shepherd's warning.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now, meanwhile, our ship has arrived.
Flagship awaiting
And I'm going
instructions.
to want to buy some of these
Not everything
people
of yours is out in the open.
right now. Because I noticed that these guys actually... yeah, they change every once in a while. So these guys are pretty
better
cheap, and
not
I
be
think
a
they're pretty good
cop.
for our first expedition. But I have no guarantee that they will still be there in the future. Alright, so let's upgrade some more houses because we need more workers.
That fish pie smells good lush.
You reached a new milestone.
Cool. Right, we ran out of wood. Port Town. Alright. Very nice. I like this area that we've got going over here. Let's have a look. Yeah. Quite productive. And there's so much activity going on here. Let's have a look, man. There's just people with crates, market carts going back and forth, people working in the fields. There's so much going on here. So many pigs, so many people. And that is something that's really cool because it really gives you the impression that there's a lot of people working here. And look at that.
Game set.
Look at that amount of people. There's like a big cannon shell coming into that warehouse right there. That's a fishery though. Like, that's interesting. Why are we putting... Oh, no. The big cannon shell is coming out again. But yeah, definitely it's bustling over here. So many people. And of course this one is a little bit more quiet because it's all by itself. We've got... more than one. They're kind of popping in there. Yeah. Really cool. Let's have a look at our town. Oh, we have that island over in the back there. Madame Kahuni, I think. Kihuna? Something or other. Got a nice little manor on top of the hill overlooking the ocean. That's a beautiful place to live in. Oh my god, look at that. It seems we have a bit of a bug there because nobody's animated here. Yeah. It's a bit funny. Anyway. Our town. It's looking quite prosperous already. Look at that. All the nice gentlemen and people. Is the game paused? No. Alright. That's a little bit of a bug, I suppose. But this is the beta, of course. So those are to be expected. Now then. The people want more stuff. They want to have bread now.
Day followed day of dreary drudge.
Right. So we are still in a positive balance, which is fantastic, because this is going to require some more stuff. We need 20 workers for the farm, or 20 farmers for the farm, sorry. We need 10 farmers for the flour mill, and then we need 50 workers for the bakery. We have enough of all of those things. That is fantastic. So, I think we're going to be building that farm over on this corner. We need a lot of fields after all. 144 for this one. Right, so we're going to drag this out like that. And oh my god, that fills up almost the entire thing. That is fantastic.
There'll be potholes, so watch out.
Alright, and then we can add the flour mill. Once we have the goods required. We need 5 bricks. Slowly it's being unloaded. This guy has 1, so it needs to go back for another one.
Ready to go.
Alright, first newspaper has
Our
arrived.
patron is utterly
utterly humbling. If there is anything I can do, anything really, imagine it, and we can do it.
Alright, worst case scenario. That's pretty funny. Scarcity of sausage in Liquid due to shameful mismanagement leaves locals feeling raw. Worries salivating carnivores may start eyeing each other for the butcher's slab. So, this is because we didn't have sausages in time. I'm making them now though, so this should not be a problem, but it does require their need, or their importance on that need, by about 5% until it is satisfied. So, if you don't deal with that soon, then the people will become increasingly quickly unhappy with that. Meanwhile though, a relationship brightens. Relations with Eli Bleakworth have improved recently, say jovial ambassadors. Glasses clinked and trays of finely wrought chocolate pralines did circulate as improved standing with our counterparts called for celebration, and this adds +5 happiness. And then, new company takes root. SiC settles first island. Hopes abound that this seed will germinate into a great leafy tree.
Saving our publishing house quite the windfall after being cut loose from our angered, I mean elderly stakeholders.
Boughs heavy with golden fruit. In Historic Edition, we profile company pioneer and enjoy the positivity. Who knows if we shall see its like again. Now we can edit the newspaper, we can get rid of this negative thing. But we're already taking care of that, so we're just going to publish this newspaper as is.
Really?
Yeah, really. Now, just the fact that you can change the news doesn't mean that you should. Right? There is going to be a consequence for it. That is a negative consequence. And I don't know exactly what, but at some point if people figure out that you've been doing that too much, then, well, there's going to be trouble in the streets, probably.
Darling, bring your Pari's hat.
Alright, let's have a look. For the bakery we need 5 bricks as well, so definitely we want to make another brickwork. So we have 50 workers and 75 workers, oh my god, okay. So we need more houses, so we can actually upgrade the people's houses as well. Right, so we're going to be placing 2 down there.
More's the merrier.
We're going to have another row of 14, so that we have plenty of houses that we can upgrade into the workers. There we go. Yeah. Now, of course, it's going to take a little while for these guys to actually
we're in a good spot.
move in, but when they do, we will have more than enough workers. Now, I think we could speed up time if we needed to, but we don't really want to do that right now. I don't think so anyway. What we could do is we could create another small warehouse. We are making enough money right now, after all, so a small warehouse over in this area could be very beneficial, and we could make another row of production buildings, in particular for these 2 clay deposits right there, and then later on the oil. Now, I haven't actually gotten that far, but it would be good to have one of these warehouses in that vicinity already. Now, I do really like that look of the wheat fields. There's like all the green grain waving in the wind. Looks beautiful. Alright, meanwhile though, our ship
ready for orders.
is still moving around. So we found another island. This one actually has the hops. Oh, I want this island. This island is fantastic. Because it has the grain that we need. It has hops that we need. So we can make beer. And this is for the meat. The red pepper fertility. So definitely this is an island that we might want to settle. We have plenty of space to build over here in the inland cities. Or cities. Areas. And it means that we don't need as many ships going back and forth. And that is fantastic. I think this is one of the better islands that we found so far. It's a little bit on the small side, but it does work. Let's build a trading post. We need 8 steel, we need 10 planks, 2,500 bucks.
I suppose expansion is always good.
Flagship at your service.
Right, so that is all done. Let's send our ship back.
You rock-suckering barnacle!
Attention for the Admiral.
Wow, he doesn't really like us for expanding sooner than he did. I don't mind that though. Alright, so let's have a look at the small warehouse. We can finally build it. And I wonder if this is a good place to build it. Like right there maybe? Yeah, that seems like a pretty good place. Alright, so let's drag this out for a bit. And then we need to go back to the workers. We need to get the bricks production chain. So we can place down that thing, and then we can place down the brick factory. And we can actually first drag out the road, because we're still waiting for production materials. Like so. 8 planks. We need 1 more. We can maybe place this right there. I think that's a pretty decent place. Ah, and of course we need to connect the road up to this area right there. Otherwise it's not going to be helping us whatsoever. Now, please give me that extra little bit of timber so that we can actually get things done. Still waiting. Come on, there we go. 10. Excellent. So the brick factory is going to go right there. And that should make sure that we have enough of this stuff coming in. Now, of course, we could manually increase the working conditions here. So if we click on this, the sawmill production, we could actually go up to 150%. But it would decrease the happiness of the working farmers here. And it's a consideration. It's something that we could do. But it's not terribly smart over the long run. Alright, so we need a bakery. We have all the materials we need, and we could place it down here. So we're going to do exactly that. But we need some more workers. And for that, of course, it's time to upgrade some more houses once we have the timber to do so. 2 houses should be fine. We will have enough. There we go, that's 1. And now we need 1 more timber before that's all done. Now, before that happens, before we get all of that stuff, let's have a look at the diplomacy. Because we met 2 competitors. Actually, we met 3. I don't know why the other guy isn't showing up. Harvisham, George Smith. He should be there as well. Interesting. Well, this guy really doesn't like us very much. C is a little bit more inclined to be friendly with us. And we can try to flatter her, and the chance of success for that is very likely. So we're going to go ahead and do that now.
Make a point of learning about other cultures, other human beings.
Cool. And then we can try the same thing with him, but it's probably, yeah, it's a little bit less likely to happen.
Your toadyism is thoroughly nauseating.
Wow, okay, so he really doesn't like that. Yeah, that was always going to be a risk, but oh well. Alright, so we have the materials we need. Let's increase another house. There we go. Now actually we have a lot of farmers, so we can actually just increase a bunch of these once we have the materials. Another thing that we have to look at is if we are still producing enough goods. So we can actually do that by clicking on maybe even the marketplace. No, this just tells us the overall storage. That doesn't really tell us a lot, but the small imperial trading post, or maybe even the warehouse, yeah, tells us that we are greatly increasing the amount of fish on the islands by +11. The work clothes are being increased by +6. Meat is coming in at +6 as well. Bricks are coming in at +3. Of course, this isn't a steady need, so that doesn't really do much. But the schnapps are stable. So at some point, very soon, we are going to need another schnapps farm. And we could also increase the upgrade the warehouse, but right now, actually, it isn't being used at maximum efficiency. So I'm not too worried about that yet. Alright, so let's upgrade 2 more houses.
A fire broke out.
The distillery, oh my god. No. And
An explosion
god.
in one of your factories.
Fire active, oh Jesus, that sucks. Alright, farmers. We actually have the stuff we need for a firehouse. So let's put down that one down. But of course, we still need to train the daring firefighters. So these guys are going to burn down. They're not going to be safe. But the rubble, we should be able to renovate it. Unfortunately, we cannot do that right now because the fires are still raging next door. So look at all of these people. These bastards are just watching. They're not even running for buckets of water or anything. Some of these people are running away, which is understandable, but the rest are just kind of looking from that other farm. At least in 1404 they would actually run to like a well with buckets of water and they would just try to put out the fire, but no, not here. Look at that, this thing is burning down. They're still carrying in boxes. Such logic. Alright, well, as soon as this thing is burned down, which is pretty soon, we're going to have to spend some materials to renovate this stuff. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? Not much. Right now, anyway. We do have a really positive balance though, so we can definitely afford that fire brigade. And they're actually running over. Oh, just in time to maybe save this building. The firefighters are in action. Of course, it's not out yet.
By hand.
So we need to renovate this a little bit sooner after. Or we have to wait a little bit longer, I mean. Wow. Alright, now another thing that we could do is build a church. The church actually manages a pretty sizable area. We can build it right there, but we need a lot of materials. 20 planks, which is not... well, we're pretty close, but then we need 25 bricks as well. And that's going to take a little bit longer.
The fire left ruins behind.
Right, this guy's working again.
So brave, and so many lives saved.
Right, let's renovate these guys. It didn't cost a lot, but this could potentially be
Once we're
catastrophic.
done here, we can bag some rabbits.
Now we still have enough farmers, and we do need another schnapps farm, because that was stable. So that is something that we need to do something about right now. So I think we're going to place one down there. Let's have a look. Now we are at 27, or 24 out of 27. There we go. Now then, Schnapps farm. 50 of those people needed to work there. We'll place this down here.
Game
I
saved.
suppose what we can also do is maybe destroy this. Replace those over here. Right, and create a road right there. I think that's a little bit quicker than going around this way. Say it shaves off a few tiles, I think. And I do think we need that, so we'll see. We'll find out at some point in the future. Right, so this is all done. Another thing that we could do is actually ask for quests.
With my father. He may be gone, but he'd be glad to see my curiosity remains.
Alright. Well, let's have a look. Treaties, declare a war, non-aggression pacts. Chance of success 0 for the trade routes, but we can request a non-aggression pact, and the chance of success for that is certain.
The trust will be so pleased.
Alright, and that gives us another +5 reputation with her. As for this guy though, non-aggression pact, chance of success 0. He really doesn't like us. Wow. Now, these guys might be able to offer us a quest at some point in the future.
I missed another appointment.
I don't see anything quite yet though, but that will also increase our reputation with people. Now, as for the workers, we can start making steel as well, and that requires a lot of workers. Let's have a look. We need 50 workers for the iron mine, 10 workers for the charcoal kiln, then you need 100 for the furnace. So this is 60, 160, 360 workers in total to create your own steel. That is an insane amount. So we would need to almost double our amount of people, I think, to start doing something like that. Now, meanwhile, we can also start making soap. And for that we need 30 farmers, we have that. We need 40 workers, and we have that as well. And then we need another 50, so 90 in total. We can make this. Unfortunately, this requires steel to make the rendering works. And we don't have the steel, so that is something that we have to make before that happens. Or we have to buy it, which is a possibility as well. But I think we're going to start working on our own steel production. Let's have a look. We have an iron deposit right there, which is useful. Another coal deposit, another iron deposit right there. Copper. Another copper deposit right there. We have limestone over here. Alright, well. So I think we will have to make an iron deposit over here on this side. And that also probably is going to require another another warehouse. Keep clicking the wrong things, but yeah, I do think that is necessary in order to keep the productivity high. So maybe place this thing down there. Only requires 10 planks, some money, and some upkeep, which we have, well, not quite enough of. We're running low on the balance here now. It's plus 169, which, I mean, yeah, it's okay, and we are going to need some more fish at some point as well. Now, greatly decreasing in work clothes. That is something that we need to deal with as well. Now, we should have dealt with the schnapps by now. This was running out of productivity for a little bit, you know, because of the fire, but that should now be picking up again. But I do think we need another work clothing situation. So 10 farmers for this, 50 farmers for that. So we need 60 farmers. And we don't have those that amount of residences. So let's have a look. We can place this like so. And let's see if we can create a road around this. It's a little bit weird and ugly.
Quick crash this morning by yours truly.
Alright, so let's create a road right there. And we'll destroy that road in the center. And we can place some trees down there later on. And some trees over here as well. So then we have a nice little rectangle again.
Don't even mind the neighbors.
Alright, so we created the road. Of course, then we need to hook this up to that road as well. Otherwise it doesn't really work for us. Alright, so definitely we need some work clothes. Sheep farm. We can make a sheep farm right here. Close to the other one, which is kind of nice.
Game saved.
And then, of course, the framework knitters. We can place that one down. Like so, right there. That would be nice. These guys can go back and forth to this warehouse right there. And maybe we can create another road like so. That kind of creates a nice effect, I think. Right, so we have a lot of productivity in this area. We might create another road over here as well. Leave some spaces over here that we can plant some trees in later on to make things a little bit prettier. Now, we need some more farmers, but people are still moving in, so it's not really a problem. We're going to get to that level at some point, but of course we also need the workers for the steel. So we do still need to increase the amount of workers that we actually have. So we can actually, let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. Excellent. Let's drag a road around that. And we can do another, a few sections like this. It changes the shape of the city up a little bit, which is kind of nice. Yeah. And we can build a church over here, maybe. We're almost to the point where we can make the church, and I think we should do that, because the church, well, balance is going up, but the church is a thing that makes people happy as well.
Stuff coming in.
It's not necessary yet, but it does provide a lot of happiness. Oh, but no extra money. That's interesting. So we get extra money for schnapps, extra credits for the pub. But it makes sense, because you would have to buy the schnapps, you would have to spend money at the pub. It's not necessarily something you would have to do in the church. So it would provide plus happiness. But they're pretty happy already. But the soap, though, gives us plus 4 credits per house that is actually using it. So that would be pretty good. But first things first, we need some steel. I think that's what we're going to focus on first then. Let's ignore the church for now. Let's make a few more houses. We'll have another row of houses like this. with that around it. A road. Actually, I have to say that I like the trees over here.
You're not the type to think all people bad. So let's just wait and see how you go.
George Smith. Now this, I think, is going to be like an escaped slave or something. I'm not sure. But that's kind of the impression I'm getting from it, because, well, it's the 1800s. There weren't really a lot of black leaders in the time, so that's kind of and he's kind of mistrustful of us by the sounds of it, which would make sense in that particular context as well. Right, so slowly but surely people are arriving again. Let's get started on the steel production. So we need the iron mine. 50 workers, it's so much. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drag it out a little bit differently. But, okay, fine. The charcoal kiln actually requires a pretty sizable area to work. And we can actually do so about here for 100%. That should be okay. I do think there is a bug with it, because it might not actually be at 100% now. Actually it is, but I did notice sometimes where it would say 100%, and then after placing it I would notice that it wasn't at 100% and it was actually less than that. But these are situated nicely together. So let's have a... You could drag a road out here if you needed to, if you wanted to. Do it like that.
Red sky morning. Shepherd's
There we
morning.
go. Right, so we still have 58 people. We need 100 for the furnace. So we need to increase or upgrade 5 farmer houses for that. So we have got some money, or some timber.
What a namby-pamby artisan does a day. Moany bourgeois milksops.
Moany bourgeois mix-ups, or whatever. The furnace requires 100 workers. We are slowly getting there. We don't have that quite yet, but we will pretty soon. But first, of course, we need some more wood coming in. And yeah. We need to upgrade these 2 houses as well. We will have enough workers then. Now we need 200 more.
Game saved.
So it's going to take a while, but we made a pretty decent start. And I also think we've been playing for a while already. So we're going to finish the steel. Now we're going to be putting a cut into the video. So let's see how this works out. So we could place this just barely not that way. That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah. Because that's going to cut into there. And this doesn't quite work out either. But actually this could work if we actually do change the road around after all. So we will put the road like that. And we will take out that little bit of road. Gives us some money back as well. And yeah, look at that. Provides pollution already. People don't like that, but we do need the steel, and I don't want to keep buying it because it is super expensive. Let's have a look though. We have the mines up here. Have a look at that. Goes all the way up the mountain here. Oh my god, the smelting works. I love how everything is so detailed in animation. Now, I would like that these buildings would not disappear when I get too close. There you go. Maybe it's just the angle. I don't know. Yeah, lots of people walking back and forth. And look at that. We have people up on the mountain there. And even the tracks are animated. Look at that. Entrance. It's pretty cool. Alright, and then what we need is we need to upgrade some more houses, of course. And we need the steelworks. For that we need 200 people, so definitely we need to upgrade some houses first, before we can do that. So let's upgrade this one. Upgrade that one. And that one. Now we need to wait for timber again. Yeah, we need 200, so we have 42 now, so we need 160 more. And we changed 10 at a time, so we need about to change 16 houses. So I think this entire row was 14. So a few more, like this entire row, and then a few more. Maybe upgrade these houses over there or something. Something like that is probably going to be necessary. Now, the weight is constantly on the timber, which is a little bit annoying. We're actually making more bricks now than we were making wood, which is different compared to the live stream I was doing, where it was the opposite. Right. Now, of course, we can already build that steelworks once we have the timber necessary. Like I said before, it's just going to make sure that we don't have maximum efficiency, which is fine. It can be up and running. It will cost money in upkeep, and I wonder how much actually. It will be 100 in maintenance costs. That is a lot. It's very expensive. But having our own source of steel is not to be underestimated. Look at this little area. All of the different production areas all together. Looks kind of nice, but also kind of like patchwork, you know? But yeah. Later on this will be like all oil stuff being pumped out of the ground. Now this is an area we're actually not doing anything at yet. We can definitely start building some stuff that we need, but we don't really need anything from here. I just wanted to claim this area. And it doesn't seem like this thing is actually costing us any upkeep anyway. Which is perfect. Right, you know what? Let's produce the steelworks. Let's build it. And, oh, that doesn't quite work. Alright, so this would work if we destroy the road. Because this... Yeah, let's just do it like that, and we'll drag that road out a little bit more. There we go. Alright, producing our own steel. Very good. Now then, we've been playing for a while already, so I'm going to be putting a cut in here. Please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I'll see you guys for whatever video I do next.